Let's take a look at why Microsoft has gone bullish and how politician Josh Gottheimer from New Jersey is making some serious money from that. Let's take a look here. So first of all, he bought on this day, March 25th, and you can see where it is now. This is a massive move, especially considering that this fella buying Microsoft call options. So let's take a look here. By the way, if you go over to capitaledgeai.com, you can see this full blog post outlining really everything about this and all the details. But let's take a look here. So here's the things that we want to know and take notice of is that first of all, this fella is right here. He sits on the House Financial Services Committee's subcommittee on digital assets, financial technology, and artificial intelligence. That should already tell you this is right up Microsoft's alley. So here's what we want to really understand is that on the day that he bought, there was a massive meeting. And what this meeting was titled this here: Innovation at the Speed of Markets, How Regulators Keep Pace with Technology. Basically, here's what this was about. The Financial Services Committee held its most significant tokenization hearing to date. Both parties are agreeing that traditional financial assets should be tokenized. Basically, traditional securities should be put on blockchain. Now, why is that significant for Microsoft? Well, let's take a look at exactly why. So let's find Microsoft here. Here we go. That's because of this part here. Azure is the dominant cloud platform for enterprise financial infrastructure. Every bank, fund manager, and exchange that begins building tokenization infrastructure needs cloud computing to do it. Basically, a lot of these are going to be using Azure. So we're going to be getting a lot of more purchases in there. So basically, that's the reason, based on the committee meeting, why it's going up. Now let's look at it technically and see why it also really makes sense. So you might be looking at just this part and see, oh, okay, well, it kind of looks like it's been in a downtrend, so why would he purchase here? Well, let's look at the full story. By the way, we're on the daily. I'm going to show you the weekly as well, and it's going to blow your mind. But let's go back a long time. And what we'll see is that this place that he bought, this whole entire area here, is a really strong area of support and resistance. Okay, so we see here way back in December 2021, we see that the price almost got there, but it did bounce off that area. We see again in 23, December 2023, and April 2025. But then we come back, and of course, we're coming into this area. Of course, price will react in this area. There's no doubt about it. But here's what happens. Okay, we have a little gap down, and price does respect this level. First day ends hardly any gap there or any lower wick, which tells me like, yeah, they're done. And we do see the next candle here with just a wick down, and it is pushed back up. So this here is telling me, all right, these sellers are losing their control, buyers are stepping in, and then the next day we see like a little bit of a gap up. But check this out here. We see price coming up here, and this is acting as a bit of resistance. Price does come above here, but it shoots back down basically. But here's the real candle that tells us that Mr. Gottheimer was correct, and he's going to be making serious money. which is this candle here, this very, very large bullish engulfing candle, pushes up and continues gapping up for 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. Not only that, but we see that the VWAP has been broken through and is respected. Now let's go into the details a little bit more. All right, so 4 hour, this is what it looks like. We just see how price is continuing to bounce. Does go a little bit lower there, but that's fine. And then finally, just before we get a really large push, there is a tiny doji, and price is just getting ready to explode. A little more details here on the hourly. Okay, yeah, you can see on the hourly that it is respected 1, 2, and 3 times. Yeah. By the way, I love doing this. I love looking at charts, doing chart work. It is super fun for me. Okay, yeah. Here price comes all the way back down. Doesn't bother me. And then, boom, pushing up. And you can see, right as soon as it breaks above, there's one more touch of the VWAP. And then it is gone and out of there. Continues to rise and rise and rise. And what it really looks incredible on is the weekly. So let's just take a quick look at that. And just look at that. Isn't that incredible? Going back, of course, we can see all of these touches of this area. But then, boom, look at that. Solid, incredibly big, bullish week. This candle here, larger than any candle around it. You can just see that. Look at that. It is just crushing the size of nearly everything that it's been around. So you may have noticed that, well, price actually did go down. Now, would he be in drawdown? Yes, a little bit, but he bought these options deep in the money. So he had them not at the current price, they're at 370, but he bought it deep in the money. So he was fully convicted on this trade, completely believing in it. But also, since he's buying options, I think he's not looking at the short term, he's looking more long term and expecting long-term bullish movement. So he was fine with this coming down here, and personally, I would have been too, especially since we see the result, we see the technical reasons why, and we see the real edge here, which is understanding the meeting. Now, if you go to this website here, my website, capitaledgeai.com, by the way, we will be getting a private Discord coming soon. This is only for the members. By the way, it is also only $9 right now, so I really recommend you check it out. But this is the kind of information that you'll be seeing on there. You see the meeting schedules of the Congress, of Senate, of House, of people like we just discussed, and then our website uses our personal AI here to determine which stocks and sectors would be affected and the kind of movement that could happen. Could be bullish, bearish. Anyways, we produce these signals here based on the meetings, and this is the real, it's like basically legal insider trading. This is what Nancy Pelosi is doing. This is what Mr. Gottheimer is doing, right? This is what all these politicians are doing, is they're in these same meetings. And so it's just nuts to me how they're making all this money and the average retail trader is totally blind about this. And so that's why we have this. That's why I made this website, is so that we could make that same money. It's totally unfair. how this kind of secret has been gate kept. But now, with this website, you could be making that same kind of money. By the way, it's capitoledgeai.com, CAPITOL edgeai.com. And just for now, it's going to be $9, but very soon it's going to be going up to $19 a month. But if you join now, you're going to be staying at that $9 for life, basically. But check that out, and check out the other videos that I have breaking down. I believe I broke down a Nancy Pelosi trade, which was nuts. So check those out and get in on this website, and I will see you on the inside. Let's make some real money.